This is Josh Brigette here with head coach Stafford Newsome for Northwest. Coach, last year 5-4 season, most impressive season we've seen from Northwest in a number of years. Talk about last year's growth and how that's going to inspire this year's team.
Sure. So last year we had a lot of guys who bought into what we were doing, being a team, committed to each other, and really putting we before me. Love those guys, but obviously we want to improve on that year. And hopefully get 6 wins, make the playoffs. And our guys are all for it. They're still committed to each other, just like we set that foundation last year. These guys show up to the weight room. They show up early. They stay late. They do the little things in our field house, like sweeping it out. Our captains do right now, cleaning out the tables. Those are just the expectations we have for our guys in our program. So football-wise, they probably know a little bit more football than the guys last year. And then they have a year under their belt in the program.
Two things I hear consistently when talking to you is commitment and prove it. And motto this year is being committed to prove it. I mean, talk about what that means to prove that last year wasn't a fluke, that this team, and there's new standards for Northwest football.
Sure. So our defensive coordinator, Coach Greer, is always telling our guys go out and prove it. So we thought we'd build on last year's slogan of committed. Now we're committed to prove it. And we want our guys to go out and prove that last year was not a fluke, like you said. And we want to build on that. So we've gotten a few questions like, oh, can you build on that? Or last year was just lucky. And people are welcome to their opinions, but the guys who are in-house, they know what we're doing. They know what our goals are. And these guys are working their tails off to improve on last year. And, next year maybe we say prove it times 2, times 3 or whatever it is. So.
Well, let's talk about the positions that are going to help you prove it. Let's start on offense. You returned 4 or 5 players from that offense last year. There's no surprise what you want to do. You want to run the football. You want to control the line of scrimmage. Does this team have the ability to do that this year? Talk about your expectations.
I think we do. Teams are going to know we're going to run behind number 75, J.J. Miller, most of the game. But we have pulling guards on the backside and pulling tackles and tight ends that are going to be on that side too. So it's not like we only bring one guy to the party. We're always telling more bodies to the party. So we do want to run the ball. I think we can control the offensive line and the line of scrimmage on both sides. Our running backs are kind of, interchangeable, fullbacks, halfbacks, tailbacks, and they're all going to get the ball and they're all going to be blocking backs at some point. And again, it's the we before me mentality. If we get 3 yards on a play and we run it 4 times, that's 12 yards first down for us.
So let's talk about defense. You returned 8 starters from last year's team, and I think that was the biggest growth that I saw in Northwest last year was really a commitment to defense and the way that this team played defense. It's got to be great bringing that many people back. Talk about your expectations for your defense this season.
So our secondary and practice makes a lot of plays on the ball. All those guys are back after a year in the program. We have a young group coming in of secondary guys that also have done it. And some of them, I think throughout the I-8, they would be starting on other teams, but we're just so deep right now in the secondary where they're going to have to wait their turn, so to speak. Up front, the front 7, they're going to be ball hawks too. We got guys that are going to control the ball or control the line of scrimmage. We got linebackers who are going to flow and fill gaps and make tackles. Our guys take a lot of pride in playing defense, and we once again are always preaching 11 bodies to the ball. Only good things happen when you're around it.
So this team has a desire and a goal to make the playoffs. What would that mean, and what does this team have to do to make the playoffs?
Be there for each other, and again, put the team before themselves and ourselves. And I think we will do that. I don't think that's a question. If we show up every Friday night, playoffs are very achievable. Whatever it means to us, it would be the first time in school history that we actually earned the playoffs. And for these guys, we watched, a group of us went last year and watched the first week of playoffs that we did not make, unfortunately. And our guys were hungry, and they thought, if we were playing in this game, we probably would have won, and I agree. And guys who didn't necessarily even love the game of football, my phone was blowing up like I wish we were playing this week, and we do too. And, we don't want that taste in our mouth this year. We really want to hold our own destiny and punch our ticket to the playoffs and get there and then hopefully make a little noise.
We're all rooting for the Mounties to get back to the playoffs here with head coach Stafford Newsome in the second season for the Mounties. They're going to start week 1 at home against Tecumseh, a very good SEC team. Coach, best of luck this year.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.